Hi, I am here with Mike Chevalier from iHeart. So glad to have you, Mike. Thanks for
Wonderful
joining
to
us.
be here. Thank you.
Yes. Agents of Change, Human in the Loop here on the Croisette. Glad you could join us. We're obviously talking about agents and agentic and everything that's happening in this AI world. So I'd love to hear from your perspective. Where are you trusting agents today in workflows? And, if you can share any real world examples.
Yeah, we've been on a bit of a journey to modernize our sales efforts over the last 18, 24 months. And when we set out on that journey, I don't think we realized what a big role agents would play in such a rapidly evolving space. So we have a whole bunch of products and initiatives across what we're calling sales modernization that employ agents in a variety of different ways. We have our broadcast identity product called Audiograph, where we're using agents to effectively use data to plan broadcast radio in an automated and intelligent way. We put an MCP in front of our digital inventory. So we're doing some agentic testing for podcast and streaming. We're going to do the same thing, putting an MCP in front of our radio scheduling system to expose our broadcast radio inventory for agentic transactions as well. So there's a lot of, and when we started this process, that was not the plan. So it's really interesting how agents or the whole industry or sector has evolved so quickly and embraced this initiative.
That's awesome. I'd love to know, where do you require a human in the loop? And then maybe where are you letting agents kind of run free
It's, it,
today?
it's funny. There's such an interesting dichotomy between our content business, where our tagline is guaranteed human. 90% of consumers say they want human interaction. They're tired of AI slop and fakeness. And so out of the same mouth, we're saying also we're leaning into agentic strategy, but there has to be a human behind it. There has to be human governance and oversight. Otherwise, we're being hypocrites, right? You can't be guaranteed human and not have a human behind any of the agentic or AI work that you're doing.
Yep, I think that makes a lot of sense. And you are leading me exactly where I want to go, because iHeart does have the guaranteed human promise. I think it lands as one of, the cleanest articulations of human in the loop that we're talking about,
Yeah.
that thesis. But we've heard from a major media platform. But, as we're thinking about the buying layer and it's getting handed off to agents, does guaranteed human say a content promise, or does it have to evolve potentially into a guarantee about the agents and the workflow as well?
I think it boils down to three things. I think it's fit, money, and law, right? Like making sure that the context is right, that the recommendation is suitable for the brief, right? Making sure that you're not sending something over the fence that's completely off the reservation. For anybody who's used AI, sometimes AI gets things wildly wrong. So needing human oversight there is really important. Anything that touches commercials, financial systems, money, you need a human oversight there for a variety of reasons. And I guess that's sort of a law is an extension of that, right? Like from a financial compliance standpoint, but also making sure that you're complying with FCC standards, on our side, and making sure that the content is appropriate for the brand adjacency.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting, especially with iHeart's business, because you do have a loyalty to consumers who are, obviously consuming the media, but also to the brands that are representative there. So I think
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
absolutely.
All right, so let's fast forward and say it's 2036. What do you think one job in advertising is that no longer exists? And the positive side of that I want to hear is, what's a new job that you think has come into play?
I think about the early days of programmatic. Everyone was worried that like the sales planners and media planners were going to go away. Their jobs just changed. They became more strategic. They learned to deploy technology and data in their day-to-day that made them now the programmatic sales planners 10, 15 years ago are the best sellers in our space because they understand the intersection of data and technology and how it can solve client problems. So I think it's the same thing. I think you're going to see the folks whose job get automated. We always say, like, put yourself out of a job. People who put themselves out of a job are going to be the ones that really understand how to embrace AI, train agents, provide oversight, strategic oversight, and potentially be the ones who are engaging with clients to come up with mutually beneficial ways of using AI through the planning and execution process.
Yeah, I think you're spot on in terms of, like, you have to know the past in order to get the future better and get it right? You don't want to make the same mistakes that we've done in the past. And it seems like we've got a lot of tools and technology, and now we're able to maybe do things a little more seamless and a little more strategic.
I think so. We're really excited about it. I think I've been on the media automation side really since I started my career at a company called Operative, whose goal was to automate the execution of media. And I feel like we're closer than we've ever been, but it's important to make sure we don't lose the thread and we don't give too much autonomy to the agents and the robots and still provide that level of human oversight.
And strategy, leveling it up.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Mike, for being here.
My pleasure.
Your insight.
Thank you.